More about this is our political analyst, Brian Sobel. Brian, what a difference in tone tonight, especially from President Trump. He's behind in many of the polls. Did he do what he needed to do tonight? And for that matter, did Joe Biden do what he needed to do?
The president, Frank, was a different person on the stage tonight. I think that'll play well with people. I think Joe Biden held his own. I think we don't want to pick winners and losers here, but because I think the winner was the American public in this debate. Something to consider, though, is the number of people who have already voted. So you have maybe 45 million people who have already voted out of 150 million who may cast their ballots. If that were to happen, that percentage would be around 62%, or the highest in the last 50 years. So a lot of people are very interested in this election, and I thought the debate was good. There was substance, and I thought the moderator did a good job.
Brian, Joe Biden said tonight that he wanted to shut down the oil and gas industry in this country, something that would affect millions of American workers. Do you think that statement is something that resonates and could turn the tide in key battleground states like Ohio and Pennsylvania?
I think the statement that he made, if people have already voted, well, that's one thing. But if they haven't and they're in and around those industries, it may make a difference. But at the same time, what Joe Biden said was moving us to a green model, an alternative energy model, which would have lots of jobs. Of course, Donald Trump, the president, took great issue with that.
Brian, I think one of the best lines from any presidential debate ever was when Ronald Reagan said to Jimmy Carter, "Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago?" Why hasn't Joe Biden used that line? It seems like such a no-brainer to me.
I think he's been coached to really hit hard on the COVID fumble of the football, as some might suggest, with the president, and he came back to COVID over and over again. Donald Trump, for his part, spoke to the economy, saying that before COVID, this was a booming economy. And if you'll recall, in 1992, when Bill Clinton beat George Herbert Walker Bush, he did so talking about the economy as George Herbert Walker Bush was coming off a 90% approval rating after the first Gulf War. The economy mattered. And so that's why Trump was talking about that. And Joe Biden had to talk about the one issue that's on everybody's minds, and that is COVID, the handling of COVID, and the future of our society and how we get back to normal life relative to COVID.
Brian, one last question before we let you go. One of President Trump's overarching themes tonight was that this election comes down to a clear choice, an outsider with results versus a career politician who's had 47 years in office and has failed to get things done. Do you think that's an effective message for the American voter?
It is for his base and for many people who are tired of politics as usual. Joe Biden came back, I thought, effectively and said, well, I'm going to be a president for all the people, red states, blue states. But at the end of the day, it does resonate with some people, with a lot of people, frankly, that Washington is part and parcel of the problem.
Brian, we'll leave it at that. Brian Sobel, live with us tonight. Brian, thank you for your thoughts. Appreciate it.